Mario Kart World is the shot of adrenaline that this long-running franchise has been needing. And I say that because we have not had a new Mario Kart game since 2014. Sure, we did have that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition on the Nintendo Switch, but that was a port from the Wii U, not an original game for the Switch. But after a patient 11 years on behalf of the consumers, we now have a new Mario Kart game. So let's talk about Mario Kart World. The Mario Kart games are always a fun treat at any get-together. You can be a kid or even an adult and chances are you're going to enjoy yourself. It's just easy to get into. And the fun thing about these Mario Kart games is that you don't have to be a long-running fan of the franchise or a super gamer to have fun. You can jump in and have fun no matter what your experience level is. You might end up sucking ass, but you're going to have a fun time with these bright colors, these creative stages, these really cool characters. And I'll be up front and say that I am not always the best at Mario Kart. In fact, I don't usually get first place, but I think most of that is because of luck. Bad luck. One of the most frustrating things about any Mario Kart game is that you can be coasting in first place. You think you're way ahead of the pack, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling like, okay, I got this in the bag, and then a blue shell or a red shell comes out and just really puts you in your place. Now, even though I said we did not get a standalone Mario Kart game on the Nintendo Switch, I will say that the courses that they added with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition did make for a very fun experience. That game had some remarkable courses and a huge roster. You did have to pay for a lot of those extra courses, but they were worth the cost. It really made that game feel like it was able to be stretched out for as long as it was. The point is that Nintendo really knows how to design fascinating courses that are going to pull you in, keep you engaged, keep you exploring, keep you guessing and on your toes, and that continues in Mario Kart World. Every single course in this game is extremely well thought out and features bits of challenges, fun, and even offers some extra perks to those willing to look around and explore. There is things to see in this game that you might notice as you're zipping on by. You might not have the best opportunity to stop and be like, hey, what was that over there? And that is where free roam comes in. Being able to revisit these courses in an environment where you aren't being hit by bananas and blue shells is kind of relaxing. It's the most zen version of Mario Kart you'll ever have. And if you think there's not going to be anything to do in the world without a race going on, well, think again, because there are plenty of things for you to do in free roam. There's mini games, secrets to unlock, and of course the opportunity to see these levels in a way that you cannot see while you're in the heat of battle. As for the Grand Prix, it's the same blast that it always has been, but now it's even more chaotic. There is 24 players in this game now, and boy oh boy does that lead to some insane chaos. Think small stage in Smash Brothers kind of chaos. And as a result of there being that many players in the game now, there is a constant barrage of attacks, people bumping into you, people cutting in front of you and taking the items that you desperately needed to survive. And then there's that pain of realizing that you're in 24th place, and damn does that sting. It's just not good. That's a big number, and that is not the number you want to be on the wrong side of. Absolutely love the new stages, and if you ask me, the new Rainbow Road is my favorite Rainbow Road in the series. I love the way you approach this stage. You see Rainbow Road off in the distance, beckoning you like a beam of light, and it is just remarkable. And while you're doing this level, there's also different transitions where you end up going to, and all of these were just so beautiful. Rainbow Roads have always been my favorite course in the Mario Kart games, and I really enjoyed this one. And as always, use mushrooms at your own risk because you're gonna fall off the edge if you don't know what you're doing. Battle mode is the same great fun as always, and even more chaotic yet again because of that high character roster. But I will say I am hoping for some more new courses. You guys remember when Mario Kart 8 first came out and battle mode was essentially just driving around the tracks and trying to hit each other in that setting, and then they ended up bringing in actual arenas when they did Deluxe Edition. They might have done it even before that. Well, that's how this new game is. It feels like you're driving around tracks again, and the problem with that is that there are a couple of courses in the tracks that are just way too big for battle mode. Even with there being 24 players, you're going to at times be riding around trying to find somebody and watching that clock tick down with you hitting 0 people because it's just too big. You're all spread out way too far. Knockout mode is just how it sounds. You go through various tracks and try to stay in the top percentage of the race, otherwise you get knocked out. I like that mode a lot because it's really satisfying when you make the cut and you look over at your friend that didn't make the cut and he looks a little sad and you're feeling kind of cool because you're still in the race. That is what is fun about knockout mode. You really get a good bragging right with that mode. What? I can't help it. I am a man, okay? I am naturally competitive and I don't win very often, so when I don't totally suck, I relish in it. I'm sure we've all heard the pitch about what makes this game different than previous Mario Kart games. You are now driving to the next track after each race, and that really does add a new depth to things and makes it feel like you truly are in a world. And each race begins with a rolling start to help sell that you are going to that next course. But I will say, sometimes I am wondering, when am I actually at this next course? Is it when I see the finish line, you know, the Mario Kart banner? Because sometimes when I get to that point, it already says I'm on lap 2 of 3, so it seems to be like driving to that next level, the next course, is also part of the laps. And let's talk about the character roster really quick, because this is a huge roster. There is a lot of characters in this game. Some of them are very obscure characters as well. You can play as Cheep Cheep, you can play as Dry Bones, you can play as that spiky thing. It's just an insanely huge roster. And you can also unlock additional skins and costumes for each of these characters. There's an ability you can unlock when you're going through the game. You drive through the items and you end up getting Kamek. And when you summon him, he ends up transforming sometimes you, I guess, into someone different, and that will give you a new costume. But I also found that when you drive through that little orange item that looks a lot like a suitcase, I have actually gotten new skins from doing that. Sometimes it gives me a new skin, sometimes it gives me a miniature boost. It's hard to say what exactly that is supposed to be. I haven't read about it, but it does appear to me that you can use it to unlock little perks, so they are worth driving into. And as always, each cart and character combo offers different speeds and perks, so it is worth playing around with this roster, the different combinations of carts, to make sure that you find the best character and cart style for your playstyle. Everyone's a little bit different. The bigger people tend to be really fast, but they have very slow acceleration. Sometimes the little people are very fast to accelerate, but they are not very fast. It's just, you gotta decide what do you really like, and that is one of the fun things about the Mario Kart games, exploring and finding out what it takes to win. All in all, Mario Kart World is a monstrously fun game and another big, awesome hit in this long-running franchise. And I can't imagine that we're done getting courses. I'm betting, similar to how they kept updating Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition, I bet we're gonna get more courses, maybe in the form of an island, because it does seem like we're kind of landlocked at this point, but there's probably gonna be a road that leads to a new island, maybe with some new courses. I'm really looking forward to something like that happening so that we can get more going on, because definitely compared to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition in its last recent form, this game has less courses than that for sure. I'd give this game a 9 out of 10. I do want to see battle mode get improved. I think that there is a lot of room to make better stages for that level, and I would like to see more courses added, but it is a fantastic game. It is a lot of fun. I am really enjoying everything I've done so far. It's already added a lot of entertainment to my gatherings just so far, and this thing is just getting started. Your parties will be elevated, your kids will be preoccupied, and your bank account will be down $80. And I guess that is another con I have to say about this game, is that Nintendo pushed for this game to cost $80. It's quite breathtaking. It feels like a slap in the face. I don't like it at all, because we were still dealing with the price jump from this current gen. The PS4 games and Xbox One games, or whatever that system was called, were $60. We jumped up to $70 with this current gen. We're still in that current gen. Just because Nintendo is finally getting to that current gen doesn't mean by any means that they are past the PlayStation and Xbox gen right now. So what makes them think that they should jump ahead in price. Now that nonsense is going to lead to Microsoft and Sony raising their prices. I am betting you. So shame on Nintendo for that. You're costing people more money. Gamers have been struggling to afford these games, and tech companies and gaming companies have been struggling to make sales. And when you do something like this, I just don't think it's in the best interest of anybody. 9 out of 10 though. The game itself, 9 out of 10. I think it's pricey, but it is a 9 out of 10 game. It's a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. Your friends are gonna have fun playing it. You can be an old grumpy curmudgeon, and I bet if someone hands you a controller, you're going to have a blast playing Mario Kart World. If you like this review, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Do both of those things. And that's all. Later.